Hey everyone, welcome to this week's edition of the COMM 2095. We're continuing our journey on understanding communication. This week we talked about interpersonal communication, and that meaning the conversations we have with each other one-on-one, whether it be over video, whether it be in person, albeit social distantly, of course, with masks, or when we look at times without a pandemic or when we get back into being able to not wear masks again, it'll be that communication we can have one on one in a setting of whether it be a coffee shop or maybe it's a diner or some other location on campus potentially. But there's also conversations that we have that are called intrapersonal communication. And this is important as well because these are the sort of conversations we have within ourselves. They are the visions that we have, the ideas, the things that we talk about to maybe pump ourselves up. You may say to yourself, I'm going to do this, I can do it. And you're saying it in self. No one hears you say it, but you're saying it to yourself. That's intrapersonal. And that leads in many ways to better interpersonal communication. Can't get them confused. So those intrapersonal communications that you have with yourself lead to those hopefully positive or moving forward conversations that you have with other people, or the interpersonal ones. Now, we know over the last year or so, it's been tough to have real interpersonal communication. We're dealing with this video box here. We're staring into these screens more than we ever have. Yes, you have a phone, a laptop, or a tablet, and you use those to communicate, but we use it every day now. We don't have that face-to-face communication that we normally do. So are we having genuine interpersonal communication with each other through video? Sure, it's genuine. We hope that we can understand what people are saying. We hope they're being honest with us over the video when we have our conversations. But we also know there are times that people aren't on camera. We only see initials or a picture that may not be someone, or it may be you, it just was from some other time of day. That doesn't mean that the communication isn't real. It just means that we're not having it in the way we're used to. You can still have interpersonal communication and it not be as personal as you would like. Yes, if this were normal times or when we come out of these times that we're in, we'll be back in the classroom. And I'll get a better idea of what you all look like while you're sitting in front while I'm lecturing, and obviously you won't be in the same class this time next year. But if we were in the same class, I'd be standing at the head of the classroom and talking to you about what's been going on and how this works and why communication, all of that hopefully is effective. And in a way, it's interpersonal. I'm trying to get you all to understand why X is working with Y. So, thinking about all of that, I posed the discussion question: good communication is a catalyst for action. When you have experienced something that has inspired you, when you have a conversation with someone that may move you to join a club or go somewhere for dinner or getting something out to eat or maybe even chatting with other people, that communication has been positive to get you to move to do something different. You may not know these people, but your friend does. So they're saying, hey, why don't you come and we're going to go and grab a cup of coffee. I'd like you to meet them. Okay, you trust your friend. You've had good communication. These communication ideas have gone back and forth. But when we really talk about good communication being the catalyst for action, it's something that drives us to make a difference in a lot of ways too. In your readings, you will have seen plenty of examples of how communication within companies, how they have moved people to do things differently in these times. We know how the workforce and how work we do now will change because of the pandemic. But has it changed how we view others? Has it changed how we are going to look at each other when we see each other in person again? Think of the communications that we've had that have helped move us forward to understand people better. Do we truly understand them better, or are we just putting up a camera picture and not doing that, and therefore not being a catalyst, although it seems like we're being one? To be clear, good communication, the communication that will drive you to do something positive, is the catalyst for action. So don't confuse a negative message for being the catalyst in a good way. That catalyst should be something that moves you in a positive direction and help us all to communicate better.